All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I want to talk about today is actually something I don't know if I've ever discussed before or if I've ever discussed this person. And what it is basically Tim Tebow, along with his foundation. Now, I've lived in Florida for the most part since I was like 18 years old, with the stint that I lived in Southern California for like, I don't even know, 6, 7 years maybe, but I did a lot of traveling. So I kind of was bouncing between Florida and California among traveling all over North America as well, even throwing in Europe a little bit there. And, a lot of times I get hit up with people asking me, who do I look up to? And, who's your hero? Or those type of things. And I think sometimes, or at least with me, I think, it's always kind of in the back of my head. Of course, your parents, your grandparents, you have family members that you look up to, friends that you truly are your hero in one way or another. It doesn't mean across the board, but there are things that they do that you believe very, very heroic. It could even be my daughters, what they go through, for instance, right? But, aside from that, when for years, I guess you could say, I wasn't by any means a Tim Tebow guy. Even when he was at the Gators, I lived in Florida when he was at the University of Florida and the Swamp, and he was doing all those things. And then even when he went into the NFL, I never even followed him, truthfully. He just wasn't my thing. Not that I was against him, because I love that he's very religious with his beliefs, all that. I don't care if you're I don't want to say a Jesus freak. I think that's sometimes disrespectful. But if you love Jesus and you love religion, that's wonderful. If you don't, if you're an atheist, I have no problem with you either as well. I think we are all to be valued as human beings, regardless, whatever position you are at that point in your life, believing in or God or not. I'm never going to devalue a human being based on that. I don't think it's fair to anyone. But put that aside. For the last I don't know how many years, slowly but surely, I've been kind of watching Tim Tebow, what he's done and what he has been doing, especially for a lot of young people. And I follow him on, my social media platforms, or things would just pop up because I Google him and I watch videos on him on YouTube, and I always listen to him speak about different things. And I'm not just saying this. It's not like I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a fanboy. It kind of sounds ridiculous, but I do. I really love what he has to say and what his meaning is. And I think when I hear him speak, I just think of one word, and it's care. I truly believe, to be incredible or to do amazing things, you got to care about what you do or what you're doing. And when I hear him talk, I really honestly believe he cares for people deeply. And it's very inspiring to me. And for the last whatever amount of years, I've been kind of, and I'm just programmed different than him, I think, too. From even the research I've done, I've you hear about him and the way he was raised and everything, which is wonderful. And I was even raised in a very Catholic religious household, but I was also raised in a different environment. But I just think I have a lot of different things that I believe that maybe he doesn't. But I still like where he's coming from a lot of times, even regarding religion, even though I'm not that religious. I think a lot of times we get boxed in and say, I like this person, but I can't like him because he's this way. Or I can't like this person. I like him, but I'm not supposed to like him because he believes this or that. Or it could be even politics. You may be on one side and like somebody on the other side, you can't say anything. Religion, you may like a different type of religion at certain times or want to study other religions, but because your family, friends, and everyone else may be this certain religion, you can't do those things. But I just want to do kind of a quick podcast. This I'm not going to get long-winded. It's not like I'm a part of the foundation by any means. I would actually love to be a part of that foundation, to be honest with you. I think it's just an amazing thing, and if anyone really knows anything about me, I kind of help men master their self-confidence. And it's really about caring for them to not get pushed over, not be bullied, and believe in themselves. And, a lot of times I go through a lot of things where I feel like I'm losing confidence regarding certain things at different aspects of my life. It could be regarding things I'm creating that aren't getting the success that I wish I would have received or not receiving. I have feelings like everyone else. I think when people think you teach confidence that you're indestructible, or not that you're emotionless, but like you're just super duper confident and nothing really phases you, when it's far from the truth. Things hurt my feelings like everyone else. Things aggravate me like everyone else. But I do have a way of maybe dealing with it that a lot of others don't have maybe the strength or the confidence to deal with it, maybe like the way I deal with it. And I've been thinking too, like, is there any way I can create a similar foundation like Tim Tebow's foundation? But his is really unbelievable, especially for children. I had a daughter that was sick, and I used to goof around and say this, and I've never done it. Obviously, I don't even think legally I could do it. But when she was sick and I spent months in the hospital with her, I saw so many sick children. I was living amongst them. I wasn't one of them, but I was living amongst them. And I seen some come in and unhealthy and leave very healthy. I've seen some come in unhealthy and obviously pass away. So to be a part of that was like the most, I don't know how to say that, life-changing experience for me. And I used to say sometimes I would just feel like, as hard as it was there and as much as I wanted to escape from there with my daughter because she was sick, I wanted her to recover. Sometimes I feel like that's the one place I feel like home the most I miss to a certain degree, because I love being around all those children, seeing their smiles and then spending time with them. Even if it was, during the day you'd all get together and play different games, or you'd go in different rooms and sometimes they would get to interact with one another. Or even there was a television and you can watch what was going on in certain rooms, like they would have bingo and things in that nature. And it's kind of touched my, my heart throughout my life, that going through that, and how I really, like I said earlier, it made me look at life entirely different. And when I see his foundation and what he does for people, I don't sometimes think the impact that he has on other people's lives, or that we have on others, or others have on us, especially children. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you want to check out his foundation, because it's just Tim Tebow Foundation. LinkedIn, Twitter, he's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Plus, you can follow him as well, who I think is incredible. Again, that's just my perspective. So that's it. Take care, everyone, and I wish you nothing but the best. And God bless.